city and stop and get a haircut at Gates. The business people, the tinker, FAA, name it, and they come by. But most of all, it's the grassroots people that Mr. Gates loves so well. Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Johnson Shadina's is located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City, and it's a place where you can put your children and feel safe. They have a safe playground, safe library. It's all ready for you at 1643 Northeast 50th Street. The telephone number is 424-4656. We would like to congratulate first the parents of all of the graduates. I am so proud of you parents that stayed on in there with your children. And naturally, I am proud of the children. Congratulations to Calvin Whitaker's son, Terry, and nobody knows how Terry's been blessed because Mr. Calvin Whitaker saw to it that he had the best of everything, and he will be graduating in biology from Oklahoma State University. Congratulations to Miss Black Oklahoma America, who will be graduating from Oklahoma University with a master's degree. And congratulations to Brittany Red, who is the valedictorian of our class at Millwood School, and we can go on down the line. We would like to congratulate all of you graduates and wish you the best of everything. We want for you the best of everything. There will be an evening of gospel this evening, a fifth radio anniversary celebration of the Down Home Gospel broadcast with the Big L's, Leroy and Loretta Campbell. That's all today, May 6, 2000, at Avery Chapel AME Church, 1425 North Kellum Avenue. That donation is only $6, and children under 12 will get in free. And you may contact Leroy Campbell 737-4472. Now, some of us that will not be there will support the program, and we would like to let Leroy and Loretta know that we are going to support the program, not with talk, but with our dollars. Shirley Frazier will be the mistress of ceremony. The Avery Chapel Mass Choir will sing. Alive and anointed gospel singers. Visual praise from Guthrie New Zion Baptist Church. Oklahoma Cavaliers, the Fantastic Golden Heirs, RCL Singers, the Men of Paradise, and the Servants of God. What a gospel festival, an evening of gospel. Today's entirely program will be a program to help you to better understand the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. So many of you have called me and you want information about the pageant. Well, get out your pencils and paper because I'm going to give you that information. The Miss Black Oklahoma pageant will be held for the 31st year in Oklahoma City, June the 17th through the 24th, with the pageant being held on June 24th. The theme this year is Cross the Bridge to Success. The contestants, the staff will arrive at the Central Plaza Bricktown Hotel on June the 17th at 12:30. The pages will arrive at 1 o'clock. The welcoming committee that we want you to be a part of will arrive at 1:45, and the contestants will arrive at 2 p.m. There will be a welcoming reception that will be sponsored by Nancy Moore and retired United States Assistant Attorney Johnny Green. At 7 o'clock, there'll be a welcoming dinner that will be sponsored by the staff, and I will let you know who the staff members are. On Sunday, it will To cross the bridge to success, you need motivation, and that's the whole thing on Saturday. But on Sunday morning, to cross the bridge, encouragement is needed. There will be a prayer breakfast. It's called the Wilma Ray's Prayer Breakfast. The Reverend Derek Richardson will be the speaker. The young ladies will leave the hotel for the Emmanuel Baptist Church where they will worship with Reverend Chester West, who is the minister. After church service, there will be a homecoming luncheon that will certainly be outstanding. And the speaker for that homecoming luncheon will be a young lady who's a former contestant in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Mrs. Alfreda Baker Scarborough will be the guest speaker at the homecoming luncheon. She was once a contestant in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. There will be an orientation and photo session, and then there will be a picnic at Clara Luper's Lake, and it's going to really be something. On Monday, to cross the bridge, goals are needed. The Leola Ford's breakfast will be at 7:30 a.m. The guest speaker will be Mr. Richard Rush, who is the executive director and the president of the State Chamber of Commerce. This will be his 7th year participating. At 1 o'clock, the Ray Ann Wilson's luncheon will be held, and the speaker at that will be Dennis Howard, the Secretary of Agriculture. 7 o'clock on Monday, the contestants will be entertained at Maryland's Villa, and that will be quite a treat. On Tuesday, June the 20th, to cross the bridge of success, plans are needed. And to kick off that breakfast will be the lovely Elnora Douglas. It's called Elnora Douglas's breakfast. And the executive economic developer from the Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce will be the guest speaker, Mr. Andrew Burke. At 1 o'clock, there will be the Rosetta Coleman's luncheon. And this is the first time Rosetta Coleman's has hosted a luncheon, and that will be something else. Dr. Cole, the principal of Douglas High School, who has recently been named the principal of the year, will be the guest speaker. At 7 o'clock, the young ladies will have the honor to attend the Calvin Luper's dinner. The speaker will be Dr. Robert Phillips, one of the most versatile speakers that I have ever heard. But on Wednesday, education will be the key to crossing the bridge, and that will be the Nancy Davis's breakfast. And those of you that know Nancy, you know that's going to be something. The guest speaker will be Priscilla Matoya, and you know Priscilla can put it together. At 9, at that morning, there will be a leadership workshop that will be sponsored by Allstate Insurance Company. At 1 o'clock, we will have the Carol Wade's luncheon, and the lovely Miss Black Oklahoma of 1998, Kelly Lambert, will be the guest speaker. Then at 6 o'clock, there will be the annual Maryland Hildred's All-State reception, and you are invited to that reception. The reception will start at 6 o'clock and will end at 8:30 p.m. To cross the bridge on Wednesday, the emphasis will be on education, the key to crossing the bridge. On Thursday, to cross the bridge, exposure is needed. 7:30 a.m. will be the annual Gloria Mathis breakfast, and nobody can tell what that breakfast will be like. The guest speaker will be Paul Woody, who is a well-known national accountant. The Gloria Mathis breakfast will be something, and it will feature the personality of Gloria Matthews, and that personality is told so many times in smiles and clothes and in words. There will be an educational tour from 9 to 12. At 1 o'clock, we will all stop for the Bosie Walkers Luncheon. The guest speaker will be a past participant in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant who was a former Miss Black Ardmore, LaWanna Miller. Well, on Thursday evening, we will have the Helen Daniels, and you know Helen Daniels from Lawton, Oklahoma, escort dinner. And that dinner will be something. The young men will be all dressed, and they have asked the girls to dress up very special for the escort dinner. But on Friday, in order to cross the bridge to success, resources are needed. And that's the Lady Ruth Hunter's breakfast. That breakfast is going to be something. What Lady Ruth Hunter does, she plays it cool all the week, and look at everybody else's breakfast. And when you see her walking there for her breakfast, you know that's the Lady Ruth Hunter's breakfast. The guest speaker will be the Honorable Presiding Elder Harvey Potts. And at 1 o'clock, we will have the Mary Johnson's luncheon. Mary Johnson, as you know, is from Ardmore, Oklahoma. But on Friday evening at 6:30, we will have the judges' annual dinner with Rick Woodard. That dinner is going to be something like you have never seen before, and I will tell you about the judges. Then on Saturday will be We Made It Across the Bridge. That will be the Gridiron Breakfast with Leola Ford, Wilma Ray, and Rosetta Coleman. And then Miss Black Oklahoma will be here to speak to the young ladies at 1 o'clock on Saturday. But at 7:30 p.m., and you had better be there at 7:30 because Burley Nero will be quite busy. He will prepare a special snack for the girls at 5:30. But at 7:30 p.m., we will have the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. And I want to tell you, you had better get there on time because it will be a complete sellout. The Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Congratulating us on the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant today is Dr. A.L. Dow, who has been a supporter of the pageant for 31 years. Dr. A.L. Dow is located at 934 Northeast 8th Street. The telephone number is 2350536. If you need eyeglasses, don't worry. Just call Dr. A.L. Dow. Leo's Barbecue has been a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant for 31 years. They are located at 3631 North Kelly and now is open late for your convenience. Leo's Barbecue, 3631 North Kelly. One of the happiest supporters of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant is Discount Carpet. Located at 501 Northwest 23rd Street. That telephone number is 525-6700. They have a mattress sale on today. They are selling mattresses like you have never seen before. All at Discount Carpet, 501 Northwest 23rd Street. And Mr. Vernon McVeigh said he's happy to be a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. The Compassionate Heart Incorporated, located at 301 South Bryant in Edmond, Oklahoma, is also one of the sponsors of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. That telephone number is 844-4066. Now, if you want to be taken care of at home, and I'm talking about professionally taken care of, call this number, 844-4006. 844-4006. They will take care of you in your home. They will see to it that you take your medicine properly and what have you. Yes, today I'm giving you a better understanding of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. The Miss Black Oklahoma pageant is put together by some special people. And I want you to know, and if you see these people, I want you to congratulate them. Onita Brown, who's a state ticket sales director. Yolanda Carter from Okmulgee, one of the page assistants. Mrs. Irma Caesar from Dallas, Texas, a page counselor. Mrs. Rosetta Coleman, who is assistant business manager and a page counselor. Mr. Samuel Craig, who is our state spiritual counselor. Nancy Davis, the state chaplain and trainer. Mrs. Helena Daniel from Lawton, Oklahoma, who's the assistant state escort coordinator. Mrs. Helen Daniel, the state escort director. Mrs. Elnora Douglas, with all of her smiles and personality, the assistant state judge coordinator, and has been on her job for 31 years. Mrs. Gladys Elliott, a page counselor. Mrs. Carolyn Embry from Muskogee, Oklahoma, is the assistant state contestant trainer. Mrs. Leola Ford is the state page director. Mr. Robert Gates in public relations and ticket sales. And those of you that would like a ticket, I think Mr. Gates has 10 tickets left, and he's located at 2609 North Martin Luther King. Mrs. Betty Germany, the state souvenir book director. Patricia Germany, the assistant state souvenir book director. Attorneys Johnny Green and Alma Washington, the state legal advisors. Mrs. David Lee Hall, for 31 years, the state usher director. Mrs. Dolly Hall, the state banner coordinator, the video consultant, and the nurse. Mr. Ellis Hildreth, the state security director. Marilyn Hildreth, the assistant state promoter and pageant MC. Letty Ruth Hunter, for 31 years, the state judge coordinator. Mary Johnson, the state from Ardmore, Oklahoma, the the assistant state trainer and promoter. Calvin Luper, the assistant state promoter and photographer. Shelley Luper Wilson, the executive director. Gloria Matthews, the state hospitality director, and she will have a hospitality room set up out there that's out of sight. Nancy Moore, the executive secretary and pageant MC. Mr. Sam Moore, the stage manager for years. Burley and Nero Jr., the assistant escort counselor. Dr. Mark Wilson, the state doctor. Miss Wilma Ray, the assistant page director. Mr. Thomas Redwine from Clinton, Oklahoma, a recruiter. Mr. Bob Sands, the state sound coordinator. Mrs. Maxine Stale, a state counselor. Mrs. Alice Strain, assistant ticket sales director. Mr. John Temple, Mr. Roth, transportation committee. Mrs. Bosie Walker, the assistant state hospitality director. Mrs. Eva Knight Ware, the state contestant relations director and MC. Calvin Whitaker, the assistant escort counselor. Terry Whitaker and Barbara Potts, the assistant music director. Leonardo DeBose, the music director. Mr. C.P. Wilson, the state business manager, and Mrs. Ray Ann Wilson, the recruiter. What a staff! And I would like for you to join and congratulate the staff of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. This is Clara Luper, and this portion of our program is brought to you by the Miss Black Oklahoma staff, and of all of the staff members, I would like for you to know that one of the strongest staff members that we have is Mrs. Freddie Mae Stevens, who serves as a consultant and who gets us straight and keeps us straight. Thank you, Freddie Stevens, and not only that, she's one of the supporters of the pageant. Calvin, I just told him about the staff. What a staff!
What a staff. Mom, first of all, let me say good morning to you, and it's a pleasure to be with you so soon after your recent birthday celebrations
And
here.
did we celebrate? I had the opportunity to go to Sherman, Texas for my birthday.
I can't do it.
And
I
people
can't
people
understand it.
remembered me. I got more birthday cards. I got more birthday gifts. And thank you, Mrs. Woods. Thank you, Mr. Gates. Thank you to all my children. And then I got a letter today that says, Mother Luper, I greet you in the wonderful name of Jesus, our lifetime friend, the one who has persistent sustained you to have a rich life and allowing you to touch so many, many lives through his grace and mercy. I love you.
Now,
Wishing you a special, and that was from your daughter Geraldine Downing.
oh,
I heard from
okay.
my son, the Honorable Attorney Joe Hill. Oh, I heard from all of you. You were so kind. And Winifred Hooks brought me the most beautiful yellow tulips. Oh, you were
Oh,
so
those are what
kind to me
those
on
are. I
my
was wondering what
birthday.
kind of flowers those were.
Those were
But I know
tulips.
you had a happy birthday, and I
I
know.
did have a birthday, and I'm older and I'm wiser.
Well, what about
Yes.
more beautiful?
Oh, I've
Well, can you
always
add
been
to the
beautiful.
beauty?
Okay, I'm okay on
Okay.
that.
Well, Mom, we were talking. You've been talking about the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and you've gone back and you talked about the past contestants and the coming up program, the program for that week's activities. But what we haven't heard is how do we go about getting tickets to
There aren't
come
too
to
many
attend
tickets
to the
left.
pageant, and where do we go?
I'm going to tell you about the
Okay,
contestants and
this year's contestant.
this year's contestants. I'm going
Okay.
to tell you where they are from, and then the whole thing will be divided into groups, and you can pick where you want to sit. What group do you want to be associated with during the pageant?
Well, one thing I know is that we, not too long ago, we had the Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant.
And it
They've
was
had the Miss
wonderful.
Black Tulsa pageant. They've had the
We had
Miss
two
Black
pageants
Langston
for this year.
pageant. So there's the ample opportunities are there to push and to pull the young lady that we choose to work with to help her to be Miss Black Oklahoma, where she be
No,
representing our
Captain, I'm
great
really
state.
excited because this year the winner will go to Atlanta to participate in the Miss Black International pageant.
All right. Well, we
I'm
know
really
got
excited
some
about
super
that.
talent coming.
Super
But the
talent.
tickets, what about the few
I told
tickets?
you could get a few tickets. Mr. Gates has 10 tickets left. I don't know how many you have left,
Well,
but
Mr.
I'm gonna
Gates is
tell you.
Gates Barbershop,
Yes,
where they make people beautiful.
I'm going to tell you about the contestants, and you decide where you want to sit.
All righty.
Okay, Mrs. Black Bristow is Rashawn Hall. And those of you that are from Bristol, you can get your tickets from Rashawn. Miss Black Cameron University, Latona Melvin. Miss Black Comanche County, Tiffany Scott. Miss Black Dale City, Kim McLean. Miss Black Dunkins, Tanisha Williams. Miss Black Langston University in Langston had a pageant last week, and Terriani Harris, the winner. And all of you people from Langston want to sit in that section, okay. Miss Black Oklahoma City, Ronell Walker. Miss Black Oklahoma City University, Chandra Marzette. Miss Black Oklahoma State, Ryan Melissa Rains. Miss Black Oklahoma State at Okmulgee, Jennifer McDowell. Miss Black Oklahoma University, Regina Ray. Miss Black Okmulgee, Mabel Asbury. Miss Black Oklahoma County, who will be represented, will be Krista Helam. Miss Black Rose State College, Miss Higgins. Miss Black Spencer. Oh, we haven't selected Miss Black Spencer. Miss Black Southwestern University, Shakisha Langston. Miss Black Stevens County, Krista Jenkins. Miss Black Tulsa, Star Williams. Miss Black Tulsa County, Jacqueline Jackson. Miss Black Turley, Kim Long. Miss Black UCO, Carlene M. Kinsey. Miss Black Forest Park, Cherie Milton. What a combination.
What a combination. You know, those young ladies, I'm so proud of them for accepting the challenge to be in a pageant. You know, the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant is built not only upon the outside beauty, but upon, also upon that inside beauty, that intelligence. You know, and even though the young ladies have to model, they have to have some talent. They have to have some intelligence, and then they have to have some nerve, because it takes a lot of nerve. I'm sure those of you out there who stood before people and tried to speak or tried to sing or something, it takes nerve to get on a stage and have a spotlight on you and thousands of people looking at you and competition too. You've got to be nervy and bold. And these young ladies, I'm extremely proud of them. I'm looking forward to meeting
but
them.
Calvin,
Mom.
it's not so much who the winners are. I never shall forget when Oprah Winfrey represented Tennessee in the Miss Black America pageant, and Oprah Winfrey
You
lost
mean
big.
Oprah Winfrey, the
Yes,
talk show host,
she
this
lost
millionaire?
big. She lost big.
She
But
lost
what
to
she
big.
did, she went home and she prepared herself, and that's
Mhm.
what our girls are doing. But let's talk about the pageant. 31 years
Oklahoma,
of pageant.
31 years of
Let's
pageantry.
go back with 1970 when we had a winner from Oklahoma City, and who was
I
that?
remember
Calvin?
that. That was Melba Walker.
But oh,
Wasn't it?
beautiful.
Yes,
In
that was
1971, we had a winner from Guthrie, Oklahoma, and who was that?
Now, Mom, from Guthrie, that had to be none other than the dynamic, the beautiful, the singing young lady, Virginia Glover.
But from Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma
In
City.
1972, we had a winner, and
Now,
who
you
was
have
that?
the list there, Mom. I'm a little distant from the list.
That,
I can't read.
And the
You-
winner in
I got to go to
1972
Dr. Dowell.
was Patricia Brown. Now,
Pat
what we
Brown,
want to
right.
Pat
Okay,
Brown.
Attorney
And
Brown.
what we
that
want to
is-
do, we've got to contact all of these past, every contestant that have participated in the pageant. We want to contact them. Those that didn't win, we want to contact them because we are all coming home this year, the first pageant of the 21st century.
There was
And
a
that's
young
gonna be
lady that
something.
won that next year from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
1973.
1973. A little short young lady, but could she play that piano? My
Elizabeth Smith.
Elizabeth Smith represented Tulsa, but now and continues to represent our great state of Oklahoma.
But Linda Willis from Muskogee, Oklahoma in 1974. She was the one that played the piano so well, Calvin.
did too.
Elizabeth did not play the piano,
What did
Calvin.
Elizabeth? She didn't.
That's okay.
Okay,
that's
it was
okay.
Linda. Well, okay.
But in 1975,
Stephanie.
we had one from Chickasha, Oklahoma.
Chickasha, Oklahoma. Stephanie Stevenson. Do you remember her talent?
Of course, I remember. She was a twirler.
She was a
I
twirler.
remember all my
Okay.
beautiful contestants.
All
But in
right.
1976, from Clinton, Oklahoma,
Clinton.
we had that beautiful, talented Jackie Jordan.
Now, Jackie, Jackie has her own PR firm now, doesn't she?
Jackie Jordan is on the ball.
Okay.
But in 1977, Langston University walked away with it, and the people in Bowley went
Bowie is
wild.
still bragging on that. And they have bragging rights
1977.
because that was Pinky Alexander.
But in 1978, Shawnee, Oklahoma took the limelight.
Ooh,
And they took it, and the winner
Ooh.
was
Deborah Greer.
Deborah Greer.
Deborah Greer.
But
That
in
was-
1979, Midwest City walked away with it, and that was
Now, let's see, Mom.
that was
Midwest
in
City won.
1979. That was
Sarita Red.
now attorney. But in 1980, Tulsa came over. Tulsa said, we're going to take Miss Black Oklahoma back across the turnpike. And that year, the winner was
The winner was none other than Sarah English.
But in 1981, all records were broken because from Langston University came one of the most beautiful young ladies you've ever
Now,
seen.
who was that, Mom?
And that was
Who was that? Who
Lisa
represented it?
Swain.
Langston University that
Langston
year?
University in
Lisa
1981.
Swain. That's the
Donna
young lady,
owner of the Ebony,
owner, editor, publisher,
and she's everything. She's
talk
a
show
dog.
hostess.
Oh,
Go,
yes.
Lisa.
But in
Lisa.
1982, it went back to Langston University, and the winner that year was.
That was none other than Stephanie Carter.
But in 1983, it went back to Tulsa with Lisa Landra. And in
Okay.
1984, Lawton walked away
Loudon,
with
Oklahoma. Good old Fort Sill
Ava
territory.
Gardner.
Okay.
But in 1985, there was a victory year for Oklahoma City, and the
Good.
winner was.
The winner in 1985 was Cynthia Shirley.
Yes,
Little
right out
Cynthia
of our
Shirley.
neighborhood.
That's great. You know, that's 15 years of pageantry there, and we look at those young ladies and what they're doing today.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it just
We
makes you
will-
feel good to even be a part of the pageant and to go back in your memory bank and say that I can remember when you knew they were going to be something special because they wanted so hard to be not only winners, but they wanted to be positive influences in their community.
Yeah,
and I know
but
that's what Miss Black is all
1986,
about.
Central State University,
Down in Edmond.
Edmond walked
Okay.
away with it with Karen Marston. But in 1987, it went back to Langston University with.
Sharon Evans.
But oh, the state was
she's
shocked
dynamic.
in 1988 because for the first time in the history of the pageant, it went to the University of Oklahoma, and that
Ooh.
was a lovely.
Stormy Carr, Stormy Dynamic Carr. That
Was in
girl.
Florida.
Mm,
All
mm.
of them are doing well.
She
but
did a
in
fantastic job down at OU in the publicity department before she moved to Florida, didn't she?
Yes.
Okay.
But in 1989, it went back to Langston University.
And that was Colita Nicholson. Now that's Langston University
Langston
too.
University.
Let us know. Let these young ladies know that no matter where they're from, that you're supporting them, you're wishing them well, you're encouraging them to do their very best in the 21st
Well, one
century.
of our great supporters is John Vance. John Vance has become a
Now,
part.
what is
John Vance,
Vance? Oh, okay.
Vance from Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Mr. Vance is a very busy man, but he's not too busy to help with the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Mr. Hornbeak, we cannot say too much for him because he is there. He is there with the pageant. It doesn't make any difference whether it's raining, snowing. Mr. Hornbeak is always there. And Mr. Gates so excited. He was one of the first ones to put his ad in this year's Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Now, let's tell the public what they can do.
All right. Make sure you go
First-
slow now, Mom, because
Okay.
I'm a slow writer, but I'm a quick listener.
First, you can take out an ad in the souvenir book of the pageant.
And how do we do that?
All you have to do is to contact any of the contestants, the pages, the escorts, or the staff, or you can always contact me. And you could congratulate these young ladies for, congratulate the staff. Congratulate Mrs. Freddie Stevens, who gives a donation every year to the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Congratulate Mr. Martin, one of our new contributors to the pageant. Congratulate Tom Norman. Congratulate Lady Ruth Hunt. Congratulate these people. Now, what I want
some
you
of
to
these
do-
businesses also have scholarships that they make available
yeah,
too,
if
don't
you
they?
that's right. And you got that money stacked up in the bank and you want to do something, give a scholarship. What's wrong with you giving a $5 scholarship to a child to buy some stamps when she go to college? See, we take scholarships in all sizes. We do not have the money to advertise. We do not have supporters that walk in and give us a check for $10,000 or $15,000. But we have you. And if each one of you would do something to make the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant contestants, pages, and escorts feel good about themselves, because we've just got to learn how to push each other. Now, you may call me and tell me what you're going to do, 672-1220, but I can tell you you're not going to get a seat unless you hurry up and purchase your ticket.
Okay, so now I've had an opportunity to give a scholarship and to be a part of the souvenir book.
Well, we have scholarships from all of the colleges and universities. Calvin, somebody's calling us, and we've got to talk to these people. And I know what you're saying. Clara Luper is talking about her children. You are right.
Well, you have a reason to brag.
That's right.
Especially so soon after your birthday.
Okay, hello?
Good morning, Mrs. Luper, and hello
Yes.
to the radio audience. Ms.
Yes.
Luper, I only wanted to reiterate some things that you mentioned about the pageant in June. And I want to tell all of the parents out there that you maybe that did not understand. all of these breakfasts that you have mentioned and the luncheons that you have mentioned, if they so desire, we'd be just happy for them to come and visit with us. All you have to do is just call us and let us know that you're coming, and we will be preparing for you. So we do want our community to know, especially on Friday. On Friday morning when my good friend Reverend Harvey Potts will be my breakfast speaker, I want some parents there. I want some parents there to see the young man, because the young man will be speaking to the young ladies, telling them about some resources that they will need for the future. So please, parents, come out. We have a whole week, and pick one of the meals and come out and be with us.
Aren't you tired of working with the pageant? You have worked for 31 years.
Well, Mrs. Luper, you know, after you stay there so long, tiredness wear off. So you don't worry about tiredness, because you're interested in girls, you're interested in young people, not only the girls, the young fellas too, and all of the little pages. You're interested in seeing them develop and want to be somebody and want to go somewhere. So those are the kind of people that I like to work with. So I'm there every year because they give me an inspiration. Because each time we get a new group, I get a new idea, because somebody in that group finds themselves and say, look where I have been. What have I been doing that I didn't know all of this was going on? So this is why I do not get tired.
Well, thank you for my birthday cake. I went to Sherman, Texas, and I got back home. I had presents and birthday cake. Thank you for that birthday cake, and I love
You're more
that
than
calendar. I love the way you had it decorated.
Oh,
thank
thank
you
you.
so very kindly. And most of all, I would like to thank all of you for remembering me on my birthday. I told you you didn't have to do nothing for me, but you did. You sent me money, and I've been able to go out to dinner. You were just so. I wish I could do something for all of you, but
Mom, did
since I
Mrs.
can't-
Hunter say Mrs. Hunter?
Yes.
Will you be giving the scholarship again this year? Will you be giving the
She's
scholarship?
always given a $200
Oh, right.
scholarship.
You know,
I'm
Mr.
just
Hunter
asking.
was interested in young people, and he started the scholarship, but I wouldn't dare drop it now. Since he started it, I'm continuing it as long as it's affordable.
Oh,
I will be giving a scholarship this
Well,
year,
why don't you
and
have
they
some of
can't
your
say
rich-
that they do not receive it, because I give my scholarships by check. So if anybody say, "Oh, I didn't get this scholarship," you ask me,
Nobody
because
can
my
say-
record will show.
Nobody can say that about you or anybody else, because our records are always open. Now, would you ask those people that have not bought their tickets and not buying ads to come on and let's make this a big one?
That's right. We really want the community to support us, but that's the only way that an organization or anything can survive, is about the support of our community and our city. So I'm expecting all of you who have not purchased a ticket. If you want one, you may call me, 427-3925, and I'd be happy to bring you a ticket, because I want you to come out and see what our young people are doing. Each time somebody goes, they say, I didn't know this was such a magnitude. I didn't know we had children who could perform like this. No, you don't know, because you haven't been there. So buy a ticket and come on out and see what our young people can do. This is just once a year and once in a lifetime that you'll get to see this.
Okay, well, we are asking you, those of you out in radio land, to support the Miss Black Oklahoma
That's right.
pageant. And we are asking all of the former contestants, whether you want or not, we want you to contact us at once. We want you to come home this year. You will sing at the closing of the pageant this year, lady. All of the past contestants, and I'm asking all of them to wear those long, beautiful dresses, will go to the stage and we will all sing together a song that I wrote the words for, and Geneva Smith put the music. Miss Black America, Oklahoma style. It's what we've been waiting for quite a while, to show the fantastic talent of the Sooner State. The other 49 will seem second rate after you have seen Miss Black America, Oklahoma style. Now, we want our people to come home. Come home. That's what I like about being at home. And our children are going to come home to us. Well, let's talk about... bye, lady.
Bye.
Let's talk about the AXO program.
AXO now. AXO.
The
AXO,
Olympics of the Mind.
Olympics of the Mind. That's a NACP program, and
Right.
that is a
Sponsor
program that
national.
has been sponsored nationally. I think this will be what, the 20th year,
But
at
let's
least
talk
that
about
year. But
Saturdays.
okay, Saturday something special has happened. I was hoping Merlin would call because she's the youth council advisor that works with the AXO program here. I know a little bit about it. Berlin Nero knows a little bit about it. Mom, you know a little bit about it.
I know
Ma-
more than a little bit.
You
I
know
know
more
it's
than
the
a little bit.
greatest
Well,
thing that's
share it
ever
with us. What does
happened to
AXO
us.
do? What do you have to do
It
to be
gives
AXO?
you have 26 categories in which young people can participate in music and drama and science and math, and they will win here next week on a local level and go on to Baltimore, Maryland to participate for thousands of dollars.
Okay,
Yes.
and the AXO program is in different areas. There's your science, there's your English composition, there's your
Okay. Can we
mathematics.
have somebody?
Okay, well
Okay.
I'll stop
Okay.
my.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning, Mrs. Luper. And how are you doing, Mr. Calvin Luper?
Totally
Happy birthday,
fantastic.
Mrs. Luper, and
Oh,
many,
thank
many
you.
more.
Well, thank
But this
you.
is Lou Thompson Street, and what I'm calling for is I'm listening to your broadcast now, and I need to know the age of your escorts. I have two very highly intelligent nephews, and I would like for them to be part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant.
They-
Not this year, but maybe next year.
Well, if you're talking about next year, you better sign up now.
All right.
They
How old should they be?
from 3 up.
They are 4 and 5.
Oh, yeah. See, you got to start them out early. Not only that, people complain all the time because all of my escorts, the parents and grandparents or friends rent tuxedos for them because this is important to these young people to look the part, to feel the part. Are you coming to the pageant this year?
If the Lord said the same, I'll be there.
Well, the Lord gonna say the same because He said help your brothers and your sisters. Have you picked a winner?
I'm going to go along with Calvin. I'm going to say Miss Oklahoma.
Oh, from Miss
No, Miss Oklahoma City.
Miss Oklahoma City.
Okay,
Okay, we'll
we've
see.
seen that.
Okay, we'll
Well, this
see.
is going to be a
And if
special.
you win, you get $25.
All right.
Okay.
On the first one, it's
I just
Oklahoma
wrote it down.
City.
Now, who is this I'm talking with?
Lou Thompson Street.
Okay, I got
Okay,
you.
thank you so very kindly for being a part of the Clara Luper radio program, and this is a very special program today because we are answering the questions that you've been harassing me. You wasn't harassing me, but all the week. Calvin, let me tell you, yesterday, I'm going to tell you about something that happened in Oklahoma City. Did you believe you would live in Oklahoma City long enough to have a white educator to come over to my house and tell me that she's in a program this Friday in which, guess who she's playing?
Guess who she's playing?
Guess.
Let's see.
Eleanor Roosevelt?
Eleanor,
No.
Rosa
No,
Parks.
no.
Uh,
She is
Mary
playing. Well, I
Fowler?
want to tell you.
Okay,
She's
tell me.
playing Clara Luper.
Oh, no.
And she came over because she wanted to make sure that she would start her speech like I start most of mine. I say, I'm a black woman, born of America, born of her dreams, her aspirations, her hopes. And she came over and practiced that and practiced it. And
She
she is
did.
as white as any white person you've ever seen. And she's going to do the whole thing. She has
Where will
read
this
my
be?
book. She has picked up all my articles. I'm not going to tell you, but this
Okay, that
woman.
sounds like
and
fun.
then when she gets down with that Clara Luper story, and then I looked and tears were in her eyes, and she said, "I'm just so proud that I can play you." And I know my daddy in heaven was laughing and say, "Well, I told y'all I had a smart daughter." Well, I'm from
Let's
Hoffman,
go, Mom.
Oklahoma. This is
Go
really
on. I
something,
know that's quite an honor, though.
Calvin. But
Quite an honor.
today we have tried to tell you what we want you to do. If you cannot support the Miss Black Oklahoma program, support a program, support someone. You don't know what you can do until you have tried. And I appeal to parents that got talented young people. Encourage them to be in things, to participate in AXO, to participate in Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and everything. Let them participate because if you don't, I have some news for you. Your children are going to be left out.
Well, we don't.
I had the opportunity yesterday to work 4 hours at Millwood Middle School, and I would like to thank all of you for giving me that opportunity. I really enjoy working with young people, and I don't know whether they enjoy my working with them, but I sure had a ball.
Well, those of us in the Miss Black Oklahoma
And
pageant
Calvin, one
enjoyed
girl
one.
asked me a question. She said, Miss Luper, what would you do if somebody called you the N word? I say nothing. I'm not going around fighting people, and I love fights, but I love the kind that Muhammad Ali and all of them do. They get paid for fighting. If you think I'm going to fight you free, you aren't thinking. I wouldn't fight you free for nothing. So you can call me anything, but you go come on and support Miss Black Oklahoma.
Well, Mom, we've been lucky today because we have told everyone about the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant.
In detail.
In detail. So that question.
And we didn't tell them that Reverend Bird's going to be one of our people.
See,
Tell
you
them.
took my
I
thunder
wanted
right
you to
then and
do
there.
that.
I was gonna say,
I wanted you to do that because
the
I know how
host
you
of
are.
the next show coming up, Reverend Burris,
Will
be one
Clark.
of the featured speakers at the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant this year.
Anyway, Calvin,
So,
you know.
and you know what? It took Reverend Burris. We invited him to be in attendance at the pageant. He came and then, to one of the activities, and he looked. And then I invited him to make a prayer at one of the activities. He did that. And then this year, because of his involvement and because of the interest in the program, he'll be one of the speakers. So once you get the pageant bug, once you see it, things happen to you. But
let me congratulate the Baptists. The Baptists had the best simultaneous revival and that meeting last Sunday
BMA.
at the BMA. I'd be ashamed if I were a Baptist minister and was not part of that program. They had 30-some churches participating, and it's a shame that the other Baptist ministers did not.
And over 500 new.
They took in 747 new members.
Go.
Now it's a shame if you Baptist ministers did not participate in that. Yes, I'm ashamed. And somebody say, "Well, your church didn't participate." Well, I'm ashamed of my church if they didn't participate.
Well,
and I'll tell the truth is the truth. Now all the Baptist churches should participate and save 700 and some people. If the others had participated, we could have saved 2,000. Calvin,
helping save the city.
Okay.
Mom, I'm looking forward to this evening. Loretta and Leroy's special event.
I told the people about that.
I won't be. They didn't get in touch with my agent in time for the Weekend Singers to sing, so we won't be performing there. But we have a very special performance for today, and then it goes out to the Gene Burris family. I have to say family because Gene's son was born on May 3rd.
He's smart.
His daughter was born on May the 8th.
She's smart.
He was married on May the 7th. He was, and he started his business, I think he said May the 12th.
Okay.
And his sister and his wife, Rosemary, is a twin, and they were born May the 9th. So Gene Burris, this goes out to your family, and then also Nikki Prince, this goes out to you.
Mr. Carmichael, Miss Martha Fisher, Miss Hannah Slaughter, a lot of people born in
And
May.
this is our woo-wee version. This
Okay.
Woo-wee, you are so special. Ooh-wee, you are so special. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And may you have many, many more.
Turn that note loose, Calvin. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and when you see me, I want you to tell me what you're going to do for Miss Black Oklahoma. Clara Luper reporting. And remember one thing, stay out of trouble. I'm sick of you going to jail. Bye-bye. I do love you.
And we'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to the Clara Luper Show. Join Sister Clara Luper here each and every Saturday from 9 until 10 at your number one gospel station, KTLV. And until next Saturday, may God bless you.
And the views and opinions expressed on the preceding program were not necessarily those of AM Radio 1220 KTLV.
Father, I need your helping hand.
KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.
You are invited to an evening of gospel, celebrating the 5th radio anniversary of Down Home Gospel, brought to you over KTLV AM Radio, 1220 AM, with your hostess and host, Sister Loretta Campbell and Brother